Forgiveness is not the same as forgetting. And remember that our personality creates our personal reality. The reason we forgive is because it is the most selfish thing we can ever do for ourselves. Like Buddha said, if you do not forgive, you are drinking poison and you are hoping that your enemy will die. The enemy is thriving, doing very well, doesn't care what you feel, but inside you are burning yourself away. So forgiveness you do for yourself, not giving a benefit to anybody else. Welcome, namaste, to the forgiveness satsang or sangha meeting, we can call it. Last time we discussed about love, and I mentioned that there are four principles of that is common in every religion that helps us to live at our highest potential. We discussed love last time, and we said that love was the key to creation. Today, we are going to talk about forgiveness, and forgiveness is the key to healing, to releasing negativity and thereby to healing. Then the next time we will talk about gratitude, which is the key to attracting whatever we want. And finally, we'll talk about repentance, which is the karmic reset button. But today we are going to focus on forgiveness. Now, forgiveness is, it means you are going to release all the negative emotions. Remember last time we talked about two categories of emotions: love and the higher vibration, fear and the lower vibration. Everything, resentment, jealousy, anger, shame, guilt, all of that we keep inside us, we are going to learn to release that. And people run into problem in the first word when we say forgive. The first thing they say is, why should we forgive? That somebody hurt me so much, why should I forgive? The reason we forgive is because it is the most selfish thing we can ever do for ourselves. Like Buddha said, if you do not forgive, you are drinking poison and you are hoping that your enemy will die. The enemy is thriving, doing very well, doesn't care what you feel, but inside you are burning yourself away. So forgiveness you do for yourself. You do not forgive others. You're not giving a benefit to anybody else. And also, we get confused between two things. Forgiveness is not the same as forgetting, because unless you have Alzheimer's or dementia, there is no way one can forget extreme pain, humiliation, and abuse. It is not possible to forget. You're not supposed to forget. What you are supposed to do is reinterpret it, to take it in a way, because that memory is at the level of your perception. That experience is your perception of that situation. And remember, or in the past I may have mentioned that our personality creates our personal reality. And what is our personality? Our personality is our thoughts, our feelings, our beliefs, our behaviors, our impressions. And if we think that everybody is out to get us, the world is an unfair place and we don't have the power to change anything, what are you gaining by that? All you're doing is confirming and disempowering yourself, as if you don't have the power to do anything. How does it make your life any better? But on the contrary, if you think that, hey, I have the power to determine what happens to me, then you are empowering yourself. Just like, imagine if I give you a plate of food and I spit over it and I put some sand over it and give it to you, what would you say? No, thank you. Or if you're a vegetarian, I give you a meat dish, what do you say? No, thank you. You have the ability to say, no, I will not take it inside me. But we forget to do that when it is an emotional attack. When somebody says you're ugly, you're fat, you're stupid, you're poor, you are uncouth, you're not civilized, we start believing it. We allow those thoughts and energies to enter us. Why? Why can't we say, no, thank you? You can keep it there. It's a gift they're giving us. We don't have to accept it. So all forgiveness means is saying, it is not forgetting, but we will reinterpret that. And I'll tell you how to reinterpret it a little bit later to our advantage. So, but the next thing that Kruti, actually before the satsang started, she asked a very important question. Does forgiveness mean that we allow people to think we are weak? Because that is not the purpose of forgiveness, that our niceness is or kindness is taken as our weakness. Absolutely not. In fact, forgiveness is something that whereby you learn a lesson, and that is why you are grateful to those people, because you treat them as noble adversaries. Anybody who hurts you in any way, physically, emotionally, spiritually, you treat them and think of them as a noble adversary. Noble because that soul has come to teach you a lesson that you needed to learn from a previous lifetime. But when you learn the lesson, you cannot repeat that lesson. You cannot allow yourself to be mistreated and abused ever again. So they have come to help you draw boundaries. Many times we say, oh, somebody did this to us, somebody hurt us, somebody treated us badly, somebody they didn't do it. You allowed them to do it because you did not have any boundaries in place. We need three kinds of boundaries. We need physical boundary. People cannot physically hurt us. We need emotional boundaries. What is right, what is wrong, that our emotions, and we have to have spiritual boundaries. They'll tell you, this is what you should believe. Women are bad. Men, children are like this. Indians should do this. Hindus should do that. Christian, Islam, Muslims are bad. No. That is an intellectual boundary. We say, no, this is what I believe. So it is your responsibility to draw your physical boundaries, your emotional boundaries, and your intellectual boundaries. So forgiveness does not mean that it is a permission license to the other person, come and hurt me again, come and hurt me again. No. Forgiveness is you tell that person he is noble or she is noble because they have come as a lesson, as a messenger, to teach you something. Adversary because it is challenging. And if you don't learn the lesson, then what happens? There is something called a paper doll syndrome. If you take a paper and you fold it into many folds, and then you cut out a doll shape, and then you open out, what happens? The same size, same shape, doll after doll after doll after doll we get. Same thing in life. If you don't learn the lessons, you keep attracting the same kind of people, same situation, same circumstances. They will keep mistreating you, abusing you till you learn your lesson. So that is why you have to treat them as a noble adversary. And if you hate them, what are you doing? You are shooting the messenger. You're not getting the message. They are here to help you stand up for yourself, learn unconditional love, learn unconditional forgiveness, learn gratitude. All these people, all these challenging adversarial situations, they are here to teach us something about ourselves. So understanding that forgiveness is not the same as forgetting. Forgiveness means you look at that situation, that person, that circumstance, and you reinterpret. What is this person? What is this situation? What is this circumstances asking me to learn? How can I improve and become better? How can I make my boundaries stronger? Where do I need to stand up for myself? How do I learn to say no? No, I cannot do this. No, I will not allow you to do this to me. That is also forgiveness. It's called tough love. So understanding that most of us are people pleasers because we are so scared to stand up for ourselves. We don't stand up for ourselves, but we expect everybody else to stand up for ourselves. We don't love ourselves. We don't respect ourselves. We don't forgive ourselves, but we expect other people to love us, forgive us, and stand up for ourselves. So these people have come as noble adversaries to teach us how to stand up for ourselves, how to love ourselves, honor ourselves, and forgive ourselves. Then the other thing that you should understand is, this forgiveness has to do with, remember my three principles of personal transformation. First is we create our own reality. We have attracted these people, these situations, these circumstances into our life. It may be difficult for you to understand that, but trust me, over the periods of many satsang, I will explain and convince you that everybody who's in your life, you have attracted them one way or the other. Second one is we attract what we feel, not what we want. We may want a loving relationship, a person to honor us and treat us well, but we ourselves don't treat ourselves well. We are so harsh on ourselves. So unless you forgive, if you have anger, resentment, jealousy, depression, frustration, what are you feeling? That's what you're going to attract. more people, more situations, more circumstances who will keep teaching you these lessons until you say, no, I refuse to feel this anymore. It's like an examination in school. If you don't pass that test, again and again, you have to give that test, that paper doll syndrome, until you learn the lesson. Then you won't be tested on the same topic ever again. You've learned your lesson. You've drawn the boundary. You've learned to love yourself. You've learned to respect yourself. You've learned to honor yourself. You've learned to stand up for yourself, and you have learned to forgive yourself. So understand the concept that they are here as noble adversaries. Now, noble adversaries, other than this concept of what we attract, what we feel, also has to do with the theory of karma. Now, briefly, karma is a very complex and a beautiful theory, but very briefly, I will explain how and why we attract these kind of situations. We may not remember that from other lifetimes, because what we ate 3 days ago, we don't remember. What shopping we did a month ago, we don't remember. So many lifetimes ago, what we did with other people, we may not remember, but it is stored in the Akashic records of the universe. So there are 3 kinds of karma. One is called Swa-Karma. That is, if I and you, we have let's say we had a bad interaction in one lifetime. So we have created a pattern of energy that has to be exhausted. So if I have treated you badly, let me give the example of let's say I killed a chicken in one lifetime, and that chicken shrieked in pain. That shriek of the chicken is recorded in the Akashic records. And some lifetime, if not in that lifetime, I will have to make good the dishonor I did to that another being or life. And I'm not talking about vegetarianism and all that. Please don't get confused. That is called Swa-Karma, between me and another being, living being. Then there is called Parasma-Karma. So between I don't kill the chicken, I tell somebody else, you go and kill the chicken. Or I don't hurt the daughter-in-law, but I ask somebody else to hurt the daughter-in-law. But I still have created a karmic bond. And in some lifetime, these 3 energies will have to work out that. You may not remember in which lifetime you've hurt this person, but unless you have deviated from the divine will and harmony, it will not happen. Why? You are attracting, and not your sister is attracting such a husband and such a child and such a mother-in-law. So that is called Parasma-Karma. Between 2 or 3 people, we have created a karmic bond. Then there is a Samyoga-Karma, which is, I don't kill the chicken. I don't ask you to kill the chicken, but I go to a restaurant that has killed a chicken and I sit and eat that chicken. And it's not just chicken. Let's think about iPhone. I don't indulge in child labor. I don't ask you to do child labor. But if I buy an iPhone that has a manufacturing facility in China or India that is employing child labor, I am part of that karma. By buying that iPhone, I may not realize that why what have I done to this person? Why do that person is hurting me? In some lifetime, all the people and beings that we have hurt will get their turn, because the universe does not forget a good act or a bad act. So that is called noble adversaries, and we are talking about karma. Karmically, you have attracted these people, these situations to ourselves. Having said that, there is a karmic reset button, which we'll talk about in one of the sessions, called repentance. So the minute you say, I am sorry, I forgive you, you break the circuit there. You are not continuing that I hurt you, you hurt me, I hurt you, lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, it going on. So now that brings us to forgiveness. Like love is 3 stages, because remember love we talked about last time, 3 stages. Forgiveness is the same. At the lowest stage, what happens when somebody hurts us, abuses us, our instant reaction is, I will hurt that person. You've slapped me, I'll slap you. You've cheated me, I'll cheat it. You've gossiped about me, I'll gossip about you. That is the lowest stage. Then what happens when your energy grows a little bit higher to the second stage? You attend classes like this, you read books, you do chanting, and you don't want to be in that lower level of energy. So you say, let him do what he's doing, let her do what he's doing. I won't go in. They may talk bad about me, but I won't talk bad about them. I won't gossip about them. But secretly, when somebody else is talking badly, you like it. You don't want to do it, but you take pleasure when they are in trouble. That is a second. You're not actively hurting them, but you are secretly very happy when they go through bad times. That is the second level of forgiveness. Final level of forgiveness is that of Buddha or Lord Ram or Krishna, that even it is possible, these people have shown us, especially Lord Jesus, that even when your enemy is killing you, in that act of killing, you can raise your energy awareness to such a level that you can forgive that person even when they're killing you. And you have then transcended that level of emotions. Not everybody can do it. Maybe you and I cannot do it in this lifetime, but many people don't give themselves this gift by saying, oh, I'm not Jesus, oh, I'm not Mahatma Gandhi. Well, Jesus and Mahatma Gandhi were not born like that. Mahatma Gandhi went through many levels of his awareness growing. At the beginning, he was like you and me. When they threw him out of the train, he wanted to slap them. But you have to tell yourself, okay, I'm not Mahatma Gandhi now, I'm not Jesus now, but that can be an ideal, a role model for me to work towards it. And you have to go to that level. You require tremendous focus and commitment of spiritual practices and many lifetimes, but it is possible to go there, because Jesus was a human being. He's not a mythology. If he could do it, you and I can do it. Maybe it will take us 100 lifetimes, but it is possible to do it. They have shown us the path. So that is why we have to understand that forgiveness is at 3 levels. Now, if you don't forgive, like Buddha said, what happens is we start 2 kinds of things. We start creating all kinds of disease and illness within ourselves, and codependent relationships, because we are angry, but we are not expressing it. So somehow we find ways to sabotage those people. And energy is like a spiritual currency. So you have only so much energy given to you at any given time, just like money. You have $100,000 available to you, or let's say you have $200,000 available to you. You can buy a house, you can buy a down payment for a house, you can buy a car, but you can't buy everything. So if you start giving money to bad debts to people or spending badly, then what happens? You don't have enough money left to do what you really want to do, to invest in a company, in your own company, or buy a bigger house. Same with spiritual equity. If you don't forgive, these are bad debts. Your energy, out of 100 units of energy, let's say 30% is invested in a bad relationship, in bad emotions. And those emotions are draining you. You're leaking power. You don't have enough energy left to do anything else. You only have 70% energy. And if you have more and more people that you do not forgive, likewise, your spiritual quotient keeps going down. So when you forgive somebody, all it says is, this is not my circus. These are not my monkeys. I cut. This is a bad debt. I forgive. I move on. I recover my energy. Now I have 100% energy available to invest in my personal growth, in my family, in my business, in my whatever I want to do. These are bad debts. I don't want my energy stuck there. So that's why it is important to forgive. Now, forgiveness, like I said, is the key to healing. Healing, again, people don't understand the difference between curing and healing. Curing and treating is medical term, which you give the power to somebody outside you to give you some medicine or some surgery or some therapy, and you think you're going to get cured. But the power is not within yourself, and anybody can at any time can actually attack you, because you have not taken back that claim, that power. Healing is when you go within yourself, said, I take back the power to heal myself. I will draw boundaries, physical, emotional, and mental boundaries. Nobody can hurt me without my permission. Just like if you're a vegetarian, nobody can convince you to eat meat. Nobody can convince you to believe you're bad, you're ugly, you're stupid, you're incapable, or whatever it is. You decide, no, that's what you think. That's not what I will accept. So you take back the power, and there are numerous examples and researches. The minute you invest in forgiveness, when you forgive people from chronic illnesses for decades, people have suddenly melted away. And there is a lot of research by Louis Hay and many other people, including Alcohol Anonymous. If you go there, that 12-step process, Forgiveness is the third or fourth, very important. If you don't forgive, you will be addicted to things, whether it is alcohol or drugs or shopping or whatever it is, I do not know, because that is your escape mechanism. There is so much pain inside that it is burning you, and you're not able to have that energy to do anything well. So you're trying to escape that by getting addicted to something else. So that is why it is very important to forgive. And now, it's not very easy to forgive on your own. So forgiveness and healing require a spiritual component. And then again, this healing again is at four levels. First, there is a physical, we have a physical pain, we have mental, emotional pain, mental pain, and spiritual pain. Have you noticed that when you are having a spiritual head, when you're having a physical headache or physical pain, when suddenly a friend drops by and you're talking about something, you forget about your pain, because you've taken your awareness from the physical level to the emotional level. Now, even sometimes, while after 2-3 hours of talking, you will start, the pain will come back, because emotional healing can only be that much. What do you do then? You take it to the mental level. In the mental level, it is thinking about mental and intellectual level. It's thinking about big problems. Even when your body is hurting, your emotions are hurting, your heart is hurting. But if you think about burning forest somewhere, or children being tortured somewhere, or black people being abused somewhere, you are worrying about the bigger problem. Then you forget about your own problem. But sometimes even that doesn't help. At that point, you have no choice but to call in, invoke the higher power. Because first step is to understand that, you know what, I don't want to be a victim anymore. There are 4 stages to empowerment, or to become released from this pain. First is feeling I'm a victim, that, oh, horrible things have been done to me. What? The second step is empowerment, meaning you start taking steps, saying, no, I take the power to heal myself. Nobody can cure me. Nobody can treat me. Nobody has the power. I have created this reality, and I have within me the power to change this reality. That is called the second stage, which is called empowering yourself. Then the third stage, you realize no matter how much you empower yourself, there will come a point where you hit a wall and things are not as you want it to be. That is when you surrender to a higher power. You have to believe that there is a higher power that is orchestrating everything, that cannot be confused and is not biased. It looks at everybody fairly, and you surrender to that power. The minute you surrender completely, totally, and say, you have to invoke that power, you have to invoke that grace. It doesn't come on its own. That is why we have that repentance button, karmic reset button. When you invoke the power and say, God, give me the consciousness, the awareness to transcend this pain, this suffering, to be able to forgive this person, so that he or she or that experience or that memory is out of me and I can rise. And you pester God, because God has a billion people who are calling out to God. Every day you said, God, I need help. Please raise my awareness to such a level that I am able to forgive this person, get this energy, negative energy out of me, bring back my power, and create the life that I want. So that spiritual, awakening happens. And awakening is not always like you see God or Jesus or Buddha or Ram. Awakening to your higher self, awakening that you have the power to create your life. So you go from this victim to a victor state. So that is why, and it is possible if you also, I recommend sometimes if you read the book A Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. He was a Holocaust survivor, and how he was tortured, physically and mentally and emotionally tortured in a German camp. And he has written a book where he could disengage his mind from his body. And he survived, and he's a motivational speaker, he's a psychotherapist, and he says it is possible to do. So between stimuli, what we get from the outside world, and how we react, there is a space. No matter how tiny, there is space. And in that space, you have the choice to respond, not react. Reacting is like a thermometer. Whatever happens there, you register that. Response is like a thermostat. You decide, I'm going to respond with love. I'm going to respond with forgiveness. The minute you respond, you have given yourself tremendous power to transcend that experience. And all you need to do is to say, I am willing to forgive this person, this experience, this situation. That alone, 50% of forgiveness is done. That's all you need to do. Secondly, if that doesn't work, there may be a karmic element. You owe this person for many, many lifetimes. Then you call in the big guns. You call in God and say, I need help. I need you. And what is the help? I need you to raise my level of awareness so that I can break this circuit with this individual, with this energy being, so that I am released from this. And how does this happen? The last thing I want to talk about here is the color theory. Why? Unless you forgive yourself, you can never forgive anybody else. Same thing I said about love. If you don't love yourself, you cannot love. What you don't have, you cannot give. And to understand this, that you have to understand the color theory. When you look at anything which has color, let's just say a red apple. How do you think the apple looks red? White light, which has all the 7 colors, are falling on everything. But something looks red, something looks blue, something looks yellow. What happens when the light falls on a red apple? The red apple absorbs the 6 colors. Only the red color it does not absorb, it rejects. Anything we reject, that is what is our aura. That becomes our filter. Through that, we see the world and the world sees us. So we will be wearing, if you reject somebody or some quality of a person in something, that is the quality you are rejecting within yourself. So when you see somebody and they have behaved with you in badly, you have to ask yourself, what about this person I don't like? What is the behavior? Have I ever behaved like this with anybody? And it need not be the same exact behavior, but you have to give it a label. Looking down on somebody, cheating somebody, not telling the absolute truth, or some way you have ignored, or you may not have actively hurt another person but looked away. Like I said, this you may not have used child labor yourself, but have you bought things that other people have used child labor creating? That means you have been part of that karma, that Parasma-Karma, Samyoga-Karma. You have to understand that. So you have to first forgive yourself. Anywhere, anytime, if I or my ancestors have hurt anybody and deviated from the divine law of harmony, please, I ask for forgiveness. Please forgive me unconditionally. And then you offer, I forgive you unconditionally. And that is how you do forgiveness. There are 2 or 3 other things you can do to forgive yourself. One is write down everything that you are having trouble with, forgiving yourself and with other people. And you can either burn it, because forgiveness is like the fire. It's not like water. It's not a soft, depressive feeling. It burns through us. Every time we think about it, it burns us. So what you do is you get fire like Agni and do a yagya and say, invoke the power of the god of fire and say, please remove the negative energy in here and help me rise to a higher level. Or you can write it down, tear it and give it to Jesus or your personal God, Krishna, Ram, whoever it is, saying, it is not in my capacity to forgive this person, but I want to. I don't know how to, but I want to. Please remove this from me. These are very powerful practices. If you do it regularly, day after day, week after week, month after month, you will see a result. I guarantee you that. So that is about forgiving. And also today's 2 mantras I chose specifically because it will help you understand, you meaning we, all human beings. When we do a puja, a worship, a ritual, it is customary at the end of every Vedic ritual to do one of these forgiveness prayers where we are telling the mother goddess, or I have just chosen 2 prayers, mantras for the Devi, the divine feminine, but it is there also for the gods, saying that let me read that out for you. One of them is Avahanam na janami. I don't know how to welcome you, goddess. Na janami visarjanam. I don't know how to bid you farewell. Pujam chaiva na janami. I don't know how to do worship. Mantrahinam. I don't know how to chant the mantras. Kriyahinam. I don't know the rituals. Bhakti Heenam Sureshwari. I don't even have devotion, O goddess of the lords. Yat Pujitam Maya Devi. However, I am doing the worship, Devi, Paripurnam Tadastume. Please accept it, make it complete, and forgive me. If we cannot do everything right, even for God, why do we think everybody else can do everything right to us? We are asking God for forgiveness. We don't know how to welcome you. Do we know how to welcome people into our lives? We don't know how to bid farewell to the goddess. Do we know when people leave our lives, our friends, our exes, our whoever it is, ex-boss, ex-husband, ex-wife, do we know how to properly say goodbye to them? When we are in a relationship, do we know all the rituals, how to celebrate birthdays and anniversaries and Mother's Day? We don't know that. Do we mantra? Do we know how to talk properly? Do we know how to do the rituals properly? We don't know anything, and yet we ask forgiveness from the gods, but we are not willing to forgive anybody. Oh, he didn't give a gift. Oh, the boss didn't treat me properly. Oh, they didn't say the right words. Well, can we learn to forgive them? When we are asking God for forgiveness, can we learn to forgive other people also, that they don't know how to welcome us, they don't know how to say goodbye to us, they don't know how to behave with us when we are in a relationship, they don't know how to do the right rituals of birthdays, celebrations of any kind, they don't know how to talk to us, but yet we can agree to forgive them because they know not what they are doing. So that is one of the mantras. You will, when you recite this mantras daily, you can, or whenever you're doing a puja, think of it. When somebody is doing a mistake to you, you will look at it this way, that they don't know. They don't know how to welcome us. They don't know how to say goodbye to us. They don't know how to behave with us. They don't know how to talk to us. They don't know how to celebrate with us. But yet we can forgive them. The second mantra is, it is one of the mantras that is recommended first thing in the morning when you get up. There is a Karagre mantra. I talked in one of the mantra workshops. Today I will talk about the Samudra. Before you put your feet on the floor, because the earth is considered, the mother earth is considered the divine feminine, the divine goddess, who is the consort or the power, Shakti of Vishnu. And Vishnu is the all-pervading supreme consciousness. Yet, we have the temerity and the audacity to step on her, and without asking for forgiveness, we are jumping on the Shakti, on power of Vishnu, and we don't ask for forgiveness. And it's a beautiful prayer. It says, Samudra Vasane Devi. Samudra is the ocean. And what is ocean? Water. What is the water element? Emotion. The earth also has emotions. Vasane is you're covered by the ocean. So the earth also is covered by emotion. Mother Earth has emotions. Parvata Stana Mandale. Parvata is mountain. Stana is bosom, breast. The mountains are like your breasts. Now think about it. Those rishis, why they thought of talking about her breasts, the earth and the divine feminine? When you think of breast, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? Nurturance, mother's milk. That is why breasts were created in women. So the same breast, the same earth that nurtures us, that has given us everything, we get up in the morning, stamp on her, jump on her, we burn her forest, we poison her lakes and rivers, we destroy her other children, all the animals, and we never ask for forgiveness, never. And yet, if somebody does that to us, we want them to say sorry. Why? Have you asked forgiveness of Mother Earth for destroying her forest, for destroying her water, for destroying her other children, for never saying thank you? You jump out of bed onto the earth. So this one, first thing in the morning, this is how you cultivate forgiveness. You're going to say, oh, Mother Earth, I know you have energy. Samudra Vasane Devi. Vasane is covered by ocean. Ocean is a water element. Water element is emotion. And Parvatastana Mandale, the mountains are like your bosom. You have fed me. You have taken care of me. You have nurtured me. But I've never said sorry. I've never said thank you. I plunder you. I destroy you. But I never say sorry to you. I never ask for forgiveness. Once you learn to ask forgiveness of Mother Earth, you will be able to forgive other people who have plundered you, destroyed you, abused you, never said thank you to you. So this one will remind you how to cultivate forgiveness. And also there's a Native American song which I love, and I'll just sing one line of it before we go on to doing the chanting. It says, Mother, I feel you under my feet. Mother, I hear your heartbeat. Heya, 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 ho. Heya, 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 ho. Mother, I feel you under my feet. Same thing, Mother Earth, I can feel you under my feet. Mother, I hear your heartbeat. I can hear the Mother Earth's heartbeat. And yet we never say sorry, we never say thank you. So, but we expect everybody to say sorry to us and say thank you to us. First, let us cultivate this relationship with ourselves, with our mother, and then we can expect others to do it to us. So that is all I have to say about forgiveness. Why we should forgive? It is the most selfish things we are doing for us. Nowhere, because if we don't forgive, it sits, that negative emotion sits like a magnet inside our heart. And what you feel is what you attract, not what you want. And that's what you're going to attract. More paper doll, same situation, same people, same circumstances that will make you more angry, more upset, more frustrated, more resentful. Instead of that, you have the option to say, no, thank you. I don't want that. I learned my lesson. No, thank you. I forgive you unconditionally. I must have done something to deserve this. Can you please forgive me unconditionally? Let's cut it here. That's why forgiveness is so important. And it's very simple. Whatever you can do on yourself, by yourself, do it. When you start hitting a wall, call in the big guns. God, I can't forgive. Help me forgive. I want to. I don't know how to. Raise my emotion, raise my awareness to such a level that I'm able to transcend this experience, this person, this circumstance. And it will happen. Pester God. So that is today's talk. I think I will just do the mantra chanting. If you can follow with me, you have the things, or you can close your eyes and let the words just wash over you. As always, we will start with Om, then Gam Ganapate Nama, because that is telling us that we are going from the 3D material world to the 5D spiritual world. And then we'll do the group chanting, which is the Sahana Bhavatu, so that everything that we are saying, everybody will get it. And then these two mantras, once I will chant. Okay, let's start. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May the divine protect us both. May the divine nourish us both. May we both acquire the capacity to understand and study the scriptures. May our study be brilliant. May we not argue with each other. Om, peace within, peace in the external environment, and peace in the cosmic energy field. Avahanam na janami. I don't know how to welcome you into my life. Na janami visarjanam. I don't know how to bid you farewell. Pujam chaiva na janami. I don't know how to worship you. Shamyatam Parameshwari. Please pardon and forgive my lapses and mistakes, O Mother of the Universe. Mantrahinam. I don't know how to chant mantras. Kriyahinam. Neither do I know any rituals. Bhaktihinam Sureshwari. Nor do I have proper devotion, O Goddess of the Devas. Yat pujitam maya devi paripurnam tadastume. So whatever worship I offer, please accept it and make it complete. Om Samudra Vasane Devi Parvatastana Mandale Vishnu Patnim Namastubhyam Padasparsam Shamashvame. O Mother Earth, the Devi who is having the ocean as her garments and the mountains as her bosom, who is the consort of Sri Vishnu, the consciousness that pervades everything. I bow to you. Please forgive me for touching you with my feet. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om. Gurubhyo Namah. Thank you. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to take them now. Does anybody have any questions?
No, you cleared all my, you gave answers to all my questions. So
Thank you, Kruti.
it was nice.